What if a single penny, something most people wouldn't even bother picking up from the sidewalk, could be worth thousands, tens of thousands, or even over $100,000? Hidden among millions of ordinary coins is one of the most famous treasures in American coin collecting, the 1914D Lincoln Wheat Penny. Before we uncover its incredible story, make sure you subscribe to the channel, like this video, and leave a comment below. Have you ever found an old wheat penny in your pocket change? Or maybe you already own a 1914D? Let us know in the comments. The 1914D Lincoln Wheat Penny is considered one of the most important and valuable coins in the entire Lincoln cent series. To many collectors, it is a dream coin, a rare piece of American history that combines scarcity, historical significance, strong demand, and remarkable value. The story begins in 1914, when the United States was entering a period of rapid industrial growth. Although the nation was prospering, Europe was on the brink of World War I. During this time, the United States Mint continued producing Lincoln wheat pennies for everyday commerce. The Lincoln cent itself was relatively new. Introduced in 1909 to celebrate the 100th anniversary of the birth of Abraham Lincoln, it was the first regular U.S. coin to feature a real historical person rather than a symbolic figure such as Liberty. This decision changed American coinage forever. The coin's designer was Victor David Brenner, a talented sculptor and engraver whose portrait of Lincoln remains one of the most recognizable coin designs in history. On the front, Lincoln faces right with the inscriptions Liberty, In God We Trust, and the date. On the reverse, two wheat stalks frame the words 1 cent and United States of America, giving the coin its famous nickname, the Wheat Penny. What makes the 1914D special is not its appearance, but its rarity. The D mint mark below the date indicates that the coin was struck at the Denver Mint. In 1914, the Denver Mint produced only about 1.1 million Lincoln cents. While that may sound like a large number, it is extremely low compared to other Lincoln cents of the era, many of which were produced in the tens or even hundreds of millions. This low mintage is the foundation of the coin's rarity. However, rarity is not determined by mintage alone. Most of these pennies entered circulation and were heavily used in daily commerce. Pennies were rarely saved by the public, meaning countless examples wore out, were lost, or were discarded over the decades. As a result, surviving examples in collectible condition are surprisingly scarce. Finding a worn 1914D penny is difficult enough. Finding one in high-grade condition is extraordinarily challenging. This limited supply has made the coin one of the key dates in the Lincoln cent series. Its historical significance adds even more appeal. The coin was produced during the early years of the Lincoln cent program, a period that many collectors consider the golden age of American coinage. It represents an era before modern mass production techniques transformed coin manufacturing. The condition of a 1914D Lincoln wheat penny plays a massive role in determining value. A heavily circulated example may be worth hundreds or thousands of dollars. A well-preserved coin with sharp details and original color can be worth dramatically more. Mint state examples, coins that never entered circulation, are especially rare and highly sought after. Color also matters. Copper coins are often classified as brown, or red. A fully red 1914D penny with original mint luster is one of the most desirable examples a collector can own. Such coins are extremely scarce because copper naturally darkens over time. Another critical factor is collector demand. The 1914 is widely recognized as one of the most important key date Lincoln cents. Any collector trying to complete a full Lincoln wheat penny collection eventually needs this coin. Because thousands of collectors compete for a relatively small number of surviving examples, demand remains consistently strong. This demand has helped drive values upwards for decades. Even during periods when the coin market slows, the 1914 often maintains strong interest because of its essential status within the series.
One of the most important topics surrounding this coin is authenticity. Because genuine examples are valuable, counterfeit versions are common. Some fraudsters alter more common 1914 pennies by adding a fake D mint mark. Others modify dates or use deceptive techniques to create counterfeit coins. For this reason, authentication by professional grading services is extremely important. Experts carefully examine the mint mark position, date characteristics, surface texture, and other details to confirm authenticity. A certified coin usually commands higher prices because buyers have confidence that it is genuine. The coin's original identification features are crucial for collectors. A genuine 1914D will display the correct style and placement of the Denver mint mark. The date, lettering, and overall design must match known genuine examples. Even tiny differences can reveal a counterfeit. The metal content of the coin is another factor. The 1914D Lincoln Wheat Penny is composed primarily of copper with a small percentage of tin and zinc. While the copper itself has value, the coin's market price comes overwhelmingly from its rarity and demand rather than its metal content. Collectors also pay close attention to minting errors. Although standard 1914D pennies are already valuable, examples featuring unusual errors such as die crocks, off-center strikes, or repunched elements can attract additional attention. Error coins combine two collecting categories, key dates and mint errors, which can significantly increase desirability. Another important factor is provenance, or ownership history. Coins that have been part of famous collections often command premium prices. A well-documented provenance creates confidence and prestige, making the coin even more attractive to serious collectors. Over the decades, the 1914D Lincoln Wheat Penny has become one of the most respected coins in American numismatics. It is often discussed alongside other legendary Lincoln cents, including the 1909 SVDB Lincoln cent and the 1922 No-D Lincoln cent. The market value of the coin varies greatly depending on condition. Lower-grade examples can sell for hundreds or thousands of dollars, while high-grade mint-state examples regularly command tens of thousands. Exceptional specimens with outstanding color, preservation, and certification can achieve six-figure prices at major auctions. What makes the 1914D truly fascinating is the balance between rarity and accessibility. Unlike unique coins that only museums can own, the 1914D remains a coin that dedicated collectors can still pursue. It represents a challenge, a goal, and a symbol of achievement within the hobby. The 1914D Lincoln Wheat Penny proves that a humble 1-cent coin can become one of the most valuable treasures in American collecting. Its rarity, historical importance, designer legacy, condition sensitivity, collector demand, authenticity concerns, metal composition, minting varieties, and provenance all combine to create a coin that continues to captivate generations of collectors. And perhaps the most exciting part of its story is this. Over a century ago, these pennies passed through ordinary hands every day. Most were spent without a second thought. Yet today, one small copper coin from 1914 can be worth more than a new car. It is a reminder that history often hides in the smallest places, and sometimes extraordinary treasures come in the form of an ordinary penny. Before you spend another penny, check this carefully. Because one tiny coin that looks almost identical to an ordinary wheat penny has sold for hundreds of thousands and even over $1 million. Imagine finding a coin in an old jar, pocket change, or family collection and discovering it's one of the rarest minting mistakes in American history. Before we uncover this incredible story, make sure you subscribe to the channel, like this video, and comment below if you own a wheat penny or if you've ever found a rare coin in your collection. The 1944D steel wheat penny is one of the most famous and valuable error coins ever produced by the United States. Although many people mistakenly call it a 1944D silver wheat penny, the coin is actually a 1944D steel cent. Its silver appearance comes from its steel composition rather than silver metal. This distinction is important because it helps collectors correctly identify one of the rarest Lincoln cents ever discovered. To understand why this coin exists, we need to go back to the years of World War II. During the war, copper was desperately needed for military equipment, ammunition, and communication systems. As a result, in 1943, the United States men temporarily changed the composition of the Lincoln cent from copper to zinc-coated steel. In 1944, the mint returned to producing copper cents using recycled shell casings from the war effort. Millions of copper pennies were struck at the Denver Mint, identified by the D mint mark. However, a few steel blanks from 1943 accidentally remained in the presses and were struck with the 1944 design. This mistake created one of the rarest error coins in American history. The original design of the Lincoln cent was created by Victor David Brenner. Introduced in 1909, it was the first regular U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure. The obverse displays the portrait of Abraham Lincoln, while the reverse features two wheat stalks surrounding the denomination, giving rise to the popular name Wheat Penny. One of the biggest factors behind the coin's value is rarity. While billions of Lincoln cents were produced, only a tiny number of genuine 1944 D steel cents are known to exist. Experts generally believe fewer than 10 authentic examples survive today. This extreme scarcity makes the coin one of the rarest Lincoln cents ever discovered. The coin's historical significance is equally important. It represents a direct connection to World War II and the material shortages that affected everyday life. Few coins tell such a clear story about a major world event. The existence of this error serves as a reminder of how wartime production pressures influenced even the smallest pieces of currency. Another crucial factor is condition. In rare coin collecting, condition often determines whether a coin is worth thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars. A heavily worn example may still be extremely valuable due to rarity, but a sharply struck coin with strong detail and original surfaces can command dramatically higher prices. Professional grading services carefully examine every surviving example. They evaluate wear, luster, strike quality, and surface preservation. Because so few exist, even minor differences in condition can have a major impact on value.
One of the most important aspects for collectors is original identification. Genuine examples are attracted to a magnet because they are made from steel. This simple test immediately separates them from normal 1944 copper cents. However, collectors must be cautious because many altered coins exist. Some counterfeiters plate ordinary copper pennies with steel-colored coatings. Others alter the dates on 1943 steel cents to resemble 1944 coins. Because of these deceptive practices, authentication by respected grading services is absolutely essential. The factor of collector demand is enormous. Lincoln cents are among the most widely collected coins in the United States. Millions of people collect wheat pennies, but only a handful can ever hope to own a genuine 1944 D steel cent. This imbalance between supply and demand drives prices to extraordinary levels. The coin's status as a major minting error is another reason for its popularity. Unlike minor die cracks or small striking mistakes, this error resulted from the wrong metal planchets being used. Major wrong planchet errors are among the most desirable mistakes in all of numismatics because they clearly demonstrate a significant production failure. Authenticity is perhaps the single most important factor affecting value. Because these coins are worth so much money, every genuine example undergoes detailed scientific examination. Experts analyze weight, dimensions, magnetic properties, strike characteristics, and die markers to confirm authenticity. Without proper authentication, even a coin that appears genuine may have little market value. Buyers want confidence that they are purchasing a real piece of numismatic history rather than an altered coin. The coin's metal content is also part of its story. Genuine examples are made from zinc-coated steel rather than the copper alloy used for normal 1944 cents. Interestingly, the steel itself has very little intrinsic value. The coin's worth comes almost entirely from rarity and historical significance, rather than the metal composition. Another factor that can dramatically influence value is provenance, or ownership history. Coins that have belonged to famous collections or have documented histories often attract stronger bidding at auction. Provenance helps establish authenticity and adds an additional layer of prestige. Over the years, several genuine examples have appeared in major auctions. Their prices have consistently reflected their legendary status. Depending on condition and certification, authentic 1944 D steel cents have sold for hundreds of thousands of dollars, and some examples have exceeded $1 million in value. What makes this coin especially fascinating is that it was never supposed to exist. Mint officials intended to produce copper cents in 1944, yet a few leftover steel blanks slipped through the system. That tiny mistake created a coin that would become one of the most famous treasures in American numismatics. For collectors, the 1944 D steel cent represents everything that makes rare coins exciting. It combines rarity, history, wartime significance, strong collector demand, authentication challenges, and extraordinary value. Few coins can match its combination of factors. Today, the 1944 D steel wheat penny remains one of the ultimate dream coins for Lincoln cent collectors. It is proof that even the smallest minting mistake can create a treasure that generations of collectors will admire and pursue. And perhaps the most exciting part of the story is this. Somewhere in the past, someone may have spent one of these coins without realizing its importance. A penny that once represented a single cent became a treasure worth more than many houses. That's the magic of rare coin collecting. The next great discovery could be hiding where nobody expects it. Don't forget to like this video and